When a visitor presents himself at either an overseas mission or at the borders of the HKSAR, they must be able to satisfy the examining officer that they are a bona fide visitor to Hong Kong. For tourism purposes, this is relatively straightforward. Return tickets, a firm itinerary, your travelling companions, sufficient funds, all of these things are good enough. If coming to the HKSAR for a business visit, the examining officer will take into consideration these kinds of things. Do you have an existing place of residence and work outside of Hong Kong, which is available to you for you to return to at the end of your visit to Hong Kong? Is your visit for a set period of time limited to the maximum period of stay available to you and your nationality upon arrival? Do you anticipate any kind of paid remuneration or other work from Hong Kong sources during the course of your business visit to the HKSAR? Naturally, have you got sufficient funds available to complete your business visit without any trouble? Are you able to detail a specific plan for the business visit, and is it actually realisable?
Because Hong Kong has got a very liberal visitor visa regime, there's quite often some confusion as to what is full permitted activity under the visitor visa category, and really what kinds of things require that you make an application for some other, say for example employment or business investment visa. Well, permitted activity is really relating to activities engaged when you are undertaking a genuine business or leisure visit. You come, you interact with Hong Kong, you do your thing, and then you leave. On the other hand, people do come to Hong Kong with longer term plans and don't actually take steps to join in a business or to take up employment, but they are doing things on the ground, such as looking for apartments, looking for opportunities, looking for partners, looking to crystallise a variety of different things before a determination can be made to seek to adjust status onto a residence visa. So any pre-relocation activities which lead to business residence subsequently are permitted. That really is a question of fact in all the circumstances. But typically types of things are trade fair participation, speaking at conferences, entering into agreements, incorporating companies, effectively creating the bedrock of what's about to come. So this is permitted activity under the genuine business visit. Ultimately, however, the difference between whether a visitor visa is good for your activity or not is driven by whether you have an intention to reside. If your intention to reside is crystallised, your visitor visa is no longer appropriate, and therefore you will have a rationale for remaining in Hong Kong, and that new rationale for remaining in Hong Kong will drive the specific visa category that you will be making an application for. And it's extremely important to understand this intention to reside phenomenon, because if you don't take this into account when you continue to keep being in Hong Kong as a visitor, perhaps exiting and re-entering, extending your visitor visa all throughout, you may be inadvertently breaching your conditions of stay. As to whether or not you are breaching your conditions of stay, the Immigration Department have got a significant amount of discretion, and if they challenge you, they will assess your actions and your intentions, and prosecutions, removal or cancellation of visitor visa consents are all possible if you are found in a situation where they believe that you're breaching your conditions of stay. And for those people who treat the boundaries of Hong Kong and Shenzhen and Macau as a de facto means of extending the visitor visa, they do need to be aware that it is possible to be stopped at the borders. The immigration officers will do an assessment of the amount of time that you spent in Hong Kong as a visitor. They'll question your motives for why you're remaining in Hong Kong, and if they suspect that you are breaching your conditions of stay but cannot prove it at that point in time, they have the means to grant you what's known as a short conditional landing, and effectively means that they'll give you 3 days to come to re-enter Hong Kong, conclude whatever it is that you have been engaging in that's been keeping you in Hong Kong for an extended period of time as a visitor, and then you will have to leave, and there will be no extensions to that short conditional lending. You will have to depart, and thereafter coming back into Hong Kong will be extremely difficult in the 6 months immediately prior to having this short conditional landing endorsed in your immigration record. The next step is for you to review the visa information document. This details each of the essential elements of a successfully argued Hong Kong visa case and contains in-context links to all of the resources needed to prepare your application. These include application templates, the online application forms, screencasts on how to complete the forms, a checklist of all the documents you need to prepare as part of the submission bundle, a crib sheet on how to submit your application, and audio discussions of some of the finer points of official policy and procedure and specific case examples from the past which will serve to help you by way of illustration. Let's go to the visa information document now.